live and ready to go for keto class. I've been inspired by a few people in the group who are just saying that they knew or they just getting recommitted, and I just want to give you some more information on how to get started. You actually inspired me to create a get started section in the group, and I can't tell if I went live before or after, but if I did, hey y'all, welcome to keto class. And I was saying that I'm really kind of got inspired of kind of getting a get started package going for people who come into the group, because I noticed that, there've been a lot of questions and maybe some people are new. And for me, like, I've been doing this for 3 years or so. So sometimes I have to get a little tap on the brain to remind myself that, there are new people to this every single day. So I'm going to get a get started package going. I actually have a bunch of documents already created. I see a few people have popped in. Definitely check in. Let me know you out there. I love it. I tell my students this too when I'm teaching online. I love the interaction because then I know I'm not just sitting here talking to the screen. So send me a hey, let me know who you are, where you're checking in from. That always helps, keeps me motivated. So once again, I have literally about 9 or 10 documents created. I finally finished my first like true keto book. So that is actually finished, and I actually been pushing that out online. I don't really promote a lot of salesy stuff in here because I don't want people to get it misunderstood. That I'm not really in here to sell. Granted, I do have a keto business where I do products and I do have a book and I do have my classes online and things like that. So I probably should put that out there a little bit more so people know it. But I try not to come into this class. I guess, one time I was jaded because somebody came into the class as I was promoting something. And in that moment, that was like their first interaction. And they saw it and they were like, oh, you're just trying to sell everybody stuff. And they were kind of ranting in the group and this, that, and the other, which was totally untrue. So, I kind of had fallen back from that a little bit, but definitely I have a bunch of free documents that I give out and I'm going to give out. And actually what I'm going to go over today is actually the workbook to the book that I wrote. So it's the workbook to the book that I wrote. And let me know if I'm a little choppy because it looks a little crazy here on this screen. So I'm going to move this screen over. I won't see myself, but I see people are here, but I don't see any comments. So y'all definitely let me know you're here and send me a wave or something. All right, there you go, KK, Catherine from North Carolina. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. I know you checked out a few of the classes that I live streamed the other day. So I thank you. Definitely ask any questions that you have, anything you might want to know more about. So I'm going to get ready to get going. Y'all definitely check in. Let me know who you are, where you're checking in from. Let me add this poll here because I want y'all to let me know, if you're new or not. So I put a poll there. I don't know where it shows up. I'm just playing around, y'all. Forgive me. I'm playing around with this stuff too. So I'm going to move that over here to I got a screen over there. So if you see me looking that way, that's what I'm doing. I'll move my screen so that I can really look at my document. So this document is in the file section in the class. So it's in the file section in the class. It's called Keto Fit. Now, let me explain Keto Fit. Keto Fit is my page that I originally started. And the page is called Keto Fit. And every day I go on that page and I share keto tips, tricks, recipes, whatever. And I've done that for over 3 years. And that page has over 30,000 followers on that page. So I really have kind of started to rebrand a little bit, kind of like my Keto Coach E instead of Keto Fit, because I noticed that there's some businesses out there using that name Keto Fit to fraud people. So I've been kind of like moving away from it. And kind of branding my Keto Coach E a little bit more. So you can see that I kept this Keto Fit ketogenic diet checklist, probably more so because I forgot to remove it, but I'll just leave it that way. I think it's fine. So if you see Keto Fit, that's what that is. Keto Fit is my business that basically I started the page and I wanted the page to be non-biased because I didn't want people to see me, the black guy, 6'4" basketball guy, and decide not to get the information. So I left it as a blank page. I basically just made like a cartoon character holding a little sign, and y'all probably have seen them on my page somewhere. And it's just keto tips and information. And that's all I did was share keto tips and information. And with that, ended up with like 30,000 people on that page. Even some people here may have even found this group because of that page. So I'll glance over here and see who's checked in. So I see Crystal from Sarasota. Is that Florida? Crystal, is that Florida, Sarasota, Florida? And then Myra is also down there in Florida. So y'all see I have the poll there. So check yes or no if you're new or you're not new. So here we go. So let me get going. I wanted to keep these at 30 minutes. I'm doing a lot of chatting right now. So ketogenic checklist. And I'm actually looking at the document. So the document is over there in your files if you want to download it. I hope I put the new one because I updated it. So I don't think I did the new one yet, but I updated it. So I think if you click the link, it is updated. I think I did just update this one. So you'll get the new one, which is great because that means the links inside of it are updated and all of that type thing. So carbs. So the first thing you want to do, 50 grams of carbs is max. That's the max. So you don't want to ever do more than 50 grams of carbs. But if you really want to lose weight, if you're really here for weight loss, you want to go at 20 grams of carbs. A person that's doing 50 is a person that may be maintaining, or maybe you're new. And maybe your mind is so, I don't want to say messed up, but messed up from the years and years of eating in a certain way that 20 grams just seems very undoable to you. So you start at 50, and then maybe the next week you go 40, the next week you go 30, the next week you go 20. But I like to get people to dive right in because that's when you're going to get your best results when you do that. So you just, go 20 grams or less. If you want to kind of put your toe in the water because maybe you might be severely diabetic or something like that, and you just don't want to cut your carbs off like right away, then 50. So 50, you can still get into ketosis with 50, although your results will be a little bit slower. But 20 is my recommendation. So the first thing you want to focus on is the carb intake. And I tell everybody that is the main, that's the major point when you're getting started, is to focus on that carb intake, because sometimes people want to try to figure out how much fat and how much protein and all that type stuff. And then they get so confused and screwed up that they end up not doing anything, or they just say it's just too hard. Like, how can we do the ketogenic lifestyle? It's too hard. It's too much. But nowadays they do have the apps that help you gauge the percentages, but you do it throughout the day. You have to put your information in. I have to admit, I was not that person. So therefore I teach that way because I try to simplify everything. The way I teach it, I try to simplify, because the apps and things are good, but there's one more thing. So if you keep your carbs under 20, you should be good. So this is a start. Keep your carbs under 20. Most of the carbs are going to come from your non-starchy vegetables. So this is where you're going to get most of your carbs from. So basically tubular fruits, veggies, the ones that are like grown underground, those are usually the ones that are higher in carbs. So those are the ones you want to stay away from. The leafy greens, the ones that are grown above ground, usually don't have as many carbs in them, and they usually are good starchy vegetables. And the good thing is that I need to do a whole class on this in a second. This might actually be a long class. I'm sorry. I have so much information to share with you guys. So this is a getting started class. So forgive me if I go longer than 30 minutes because I want to make sure y'all get this information. So your green fibrous veggies. So we just talked about that. The good thing about veggies is what I was saying is that there's fiber in there. So because of the fiber, it actually negates some of the carbs, because fiber is going to help you to basically pass some of that food or that carbohydrates through your system without ever being absorbed in a sense. So you want that fiber because it's going to help to clear that straight. It's going to go straight through and you're not going to really have to worry about it. So that's why there's a subtraction. I'm going to tell you about net carbs. So this is very interesting because I think that this is one of the things that need to be discussed a little bit more. So let's look at the mineral garden. You see, I have that highlighted because that's one of the issues. The mineral garden is one of the things in my store. I love it. And it was 2 for 1. I mean, buy one, get one. I don't know if it still is or not. I got to double check. But the mineral garden actually gives you all of the minerals that you need from veggies, because a lot of us are not used to eating 10 cups of veggies, because it's recommended that you eat 10 cups of veggies every day on the ketogenic lifestyle. And most people have never eaten 10 cups of veggies a day in their lifetime. So, and granted, I don't eat 10 cups of veggies every day either. And I'm the keto coach, right? So the mineral garden is a huge help because just literally one capful gives you the amount of veggies, the nutrients that will be in those veggies. You can get that from one capful of the mineral garden. And granted, the mineral garden is not made to taste. It's not made to be delicious. It's made for you to get those minerals. So it's literally like a cat full, boom, and you're good to go. Put it in a shake. That's what I do. So net carbs. Let's look at net carbs. I'll look at some questions real quick. Any questions, let me know. I can't see it because I'm actually looking at another document. So yes, Crystal said that is Florida, Sarasota, Florida. I had when I was in college, I played baseball 1 year in college, and I loved going down to Florida in that spring to play a little baseball, right? To get out of here where it was freezing cold. So net carbs. So this is how you figure out your net carbs. And I wish y'all could see this. I used to have this class where Zoom, I could like, y'all would see me in the corner and you would see the PowerPoint or whatever was on my screen. I got to get back to that. I thought that was very beneficial. So the net carbs formula is this. Whatever the carbs are, so in this instance, it says 40 grams of carbs, which I don't like anything, and I think y'all may have heard me say that in other classes. I don't like anything that has that many carbs in it, and then they try to subtract it all and be like, one net carb. I don't trust that. You can go back and look at some of the other classes. I talk about that, and if it does that, I always say I just cut it in half. So if they say it's 40 grams of carbs, I'll say it's 20. Just to play it safe. So 40 grams of carbs, right? So when you can see a circle, you can't see. Well, when you get the document, you'll see that under total carbs, it says 40, and it says dietary fiber is 4. So you can subtract that 4 grams of dietary fiber from the 40, and then you get 36 net carbs. Now, another thing you can subtract, which is not shown on this particular diagram, is you can subtract the sugar alcohol. So if it has like erythritol, swerve is erythritol, but any of those sugar alcohols in there that are approved, and you can always ask me about that. I have stuff everywhere. I got documents and stuff floating around everywhere. I have a class on sweeteners that I can share with you, a whole class on sweeteners, and that's actually inside my little 10 class course that I have, where it go through sweeteners and everything. So erythritol, you can subtract it. So if it says 8 grams of erythritol, then you would subtract that as well, and you would get your net carbs. So that is the formula. So you're going to subtract the fibers, and you're going to subtract the sweeteners, the approved sweeteners, not sugar. So you're not going to subtract sugar. You're going to subtract the sugar alcohols. So that's how you get your quote unquote net carbs. All right. So I spent a lot of time on that. I think that's important, though. I think that's important for people to understand exactly how to calculate that. And then here again, if I get an item that has 40 grams of carbs in it, I'm already leery, and I'm not even going to listen to them saying, oh, it's one net carb. I'm going to go ahead and make it 20. And I already know that I done overdid it for the day if I eat that. So, excuse me. So you want to make sure that you pay close attention to that. If you got any questions, let me know. So lots of healthy fats. So if you need more information on fats, I won't spend a lot of time on that because last week I did the whole class on fats. So you can go back to last week's, and I kept that one at 30 minutes. And so I can try to keep this one short so people not felt like they're held hostage. Go look at that class, and I talk about healthy fats, and I really break down all the fats that are the healthiest ones. So that's the next section on this document. So when in doubt, eat less carbs and eat more fat. So that's one of the quotes I have on there, which is I truly, truly believe that. And that's one of the reasons why I say you don't have to really count them all every time, but just get fat. So if you know I'm eating breakfast, you should be looking at that, and you should be saying I'm under 20 grams of carbs. I have some protein. Where am I getting my fat from? You should be asking yourself that every single meal, like, where's the fat? Where's the fat? So every meal you should be getting fat from somewhere. And sometimes just cooking in oil is not all the way enough. So yeah, you can cook it in the fatty oils or add butter and things like that to add fat to it. But then in other instances, you might need to add a fat to it. And check last week's class. I think I had on a black shirt in that class. So you'll see it was the last one pinned. It's the one that's pinned right now. This one's going to be pinned after, but I had on a black shirt, and that was a fats class. So check that out. So daily fat intake guidelines. So here we go. 2 to 3 eggs, 1 to 2 teaspoons of grass-fed butter, 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So 2 ounces of cheese, 4 to 6 ounces of meat, chicken, seafood. And we talked about some of the seafood that was fatty last week. avocados or 10 olives. We didn't talk about olives, but olives also are fatty, so that's great. And then we got coconut oils and olive oils. And these links that you see in here, most of them go to Amazon. They go to Amazon, or they go to like my page, my personal page where I have some products. But pretty much everything that's a food-based thing that goes to Amazon. So I try to just link y'all to products so you can see it. So not necessarily that you go there to buy it, but at least you can see it. So you know what erythritol looks like. So you know what swerve looks like. So if you see Zevia and you click it, you know what it looks like. So if you go in the store, you're like, oh, I've seen that before. You know where to get it. You know what it looks like. And if you don't want to get it at your store, which now is a little crazy, you might just click it and order it off of Amazon. So I just try to do that just to help my students out as best as I can. So let me know, put a 1 in there if you're still with me. So I know y'all still rocking with me or out here. And definitely click yes or no if you're new to keto class. So let me know if you're new to keto class or not, because I felt like there were a lot of new people here and I wanted to do this class. So adequate protein. So protein is both 46% ketogenic and 58% anti-ketogenic. And some proteins will convert to glucose. And we talked about this, and that particular process is called gluconeogenesis. So that gluconeogenesis, because our bodies, and I always say this, are so amazing that it basically wants to convert any excess protein back into carbohydrates, because our bodies have been trained to use carbohydrates for energy. But our bodies have the ability to use fat for energy. So our bodies have the ability to use fat for energy, although it's going to look for carbohydrates first. So what you want to do is you want to make your body look for carbohydrates and can't find it. And when it can't find it, it's going to burn your fat. And that's why I love the ketogenic lifestyle, because people who have the fat under their arms and it's like hanging, I've seen them just tighten that up, because it basically is a fat burning program. It's going to burn the fat that you have. I had a lot of fat around my belly. Even, I mean, my best shape in basketball, I've always had like a little pot belly, like never had like a 6-pack, like never, that genetically just was never my makeup, right? So as I got older, that little pot belly turned into a gut. So the ketogenic lifestyle helped me with that. So I love that. And I always get off track, y'all, just forgive me. But gluconeogenesis is the reason why you don't want to overeat protein. And I always say, just get like a fistful during dinner. If you don't use an app to try and measure it out or whatever, and that can be hard. So I just say, get a fistful. Don't overdo protein. So you want to know, like, if you're eating like a protein and you feel like you want to go back and get more of it, then you have to say, I can't get that much protein, get more fat instead of the protein. So general protein intake guidelines is, if you're in a sedentary lifestyle, 0.69 to 0.8 grams. I don't like getting in all the numbers because I'm not a math person. If you're a math person, I have it right here for you in writing. So you can look at it and you can do the numbers and put it in your app, and you'll be good to go. But I don't really like to do that in teaching because it can get real confusing. So general protein intake guidelines are in this document. So when you get the document, you can see this is the free document. So this is just a free download into your email. Boom. And anything you enter your email in, y'all are more than welcome to unsubscribe as soon as you get the document. So just enter it. You can unsubscribe if you like. Otherwise, you'll just continue to get weekly little updates and emails and tips and tricks. And if I come up with something free, then I'll send it to you, or, little things like that. Any keto information, I just send it out via email, and I don't overdo it. So I trust me, I don't even have the ability to overdo it, because I'm not the kind of person that can sit still long enough to create a whole bunch of emails to send to people. So first few weeks, you'll get a few emails because I've already got them loaded in there to kind of go to everyone. So that's good. So proteins. So you got fish, you got chicken, you got turkey. And here goes my little corny joke for the day. All meat is fair game, right? And maybe some of y'all that hunt might get that, but it's fair game. Pretty much if it's meat, it's good to go, as long as it's not packaged and it's like added sugar, or like sometimes like you can buy barbecue spare ribs and they already got the barbecue and everything on it. Like something like that might not be keto because the barbecue is not keto. But if you buy keto barbecue, then you're good to go. All right. So I don't see any ones in there. Am I out here by myself? Where y'all at? All right. So here we go. So protein shakes. So I talk about this. Protein shakes, I teach you not to do protein shakes. Leave protein shakes alone because protein, again, gluconeogenesis is going to turn back into carbohydrates. So if it's going to turn back into carbohydrates, uh, oh, thank you, Crystal. I'm glad to hear that you are getting the tips. So that's why I do this. And as I say, like you'll notice in my little intro to my class, is that I do this because it took me months to figure it out. So if you can come to one of my classes and get a lot of information in a day or 2 or 3 days or whatever it might be, or if you was to get my course, then it's a 2.5 hour class. 2.5 hours, you pretty much know everything you need to know about the ketogenic lifestyle to hit the road running. Which took me months to figure out how to do it the right way. So again, protein shakes. I don't know why, but people want to buy protein shakes for some reason or another. I guess because it's just a kind of like a I'm gonna say a GNC mindset, because that's what they do in like GNC and those type of stores, is they sell people shakes when they want to lose weight. But protein shakes are not good for keto because it's the easiest macro to get. So you get too much protein, now gluconeogenesis kicks in, and you're trying to figure out why you can't lose weight. So through my my website, I have a keto shake, and this keto shake has the proper amount of nutrient, the proper amount of fats, to protein, to carbohydrates. So this shake is what really truly helped me, and before I even became keto coach E. So I definitely pass it on to everyone else as they come through, and I still use the shake to this day. So this shake, and you can click it, you can go to it, you can see more information on that if you like. So don't do protein shakes, y'all. Protein shakes are one of the biggest mistakes. So if you want to learn about the biggest mistakes, go to the class before last week's class. So 2 weeks ago, I did the 5 biggest, I might have been 10. I did the biggest mistakes in the ketogenic lifestyle, and protein shakes was one of them. So eat till you're satisfied. So I teach that in the beginning. And, there are a lot of different teachings, and I really try not to. And what I really do is I don't go absorb other people's content, because I don't want to necessarily be influenced by their content. In the beginning, I did go like look at Dr. Berg a lot and see what people were looking at and what he was saying. And there's some things I don't even agree with that he says, but I try to stay away. But because he has doctor in front of his name, people gravitate to that. So eat till you're satisfied. I don't teach that like they're like, some people say don't overeat. When people start with me that first week, I'm like, eat till you not hungry anymore, as long as it's keto. And those people had the best success, because about the 3rd or 4th day, they don't want to eat anymore. They don't want to eat that much anymore. So now they're forcing themselves to eat around the 5th day. And now it's like, oh, okay. And then they're in the ketosis, and they're not stressed, because you got to realize that stress will cause you to not have success. So you don't want to be overstressed. And that's one of the things, is I say, hey, we eat our way to better health. So eat all you want to eat in the beginning, as long as it's keto. And usually about the 3rd or 4th day, you're only going to be able to eat like 2 meals anyway. So eat till you're satisfied. Increase salt intake. So again, for those who might have just popped in, and I'm looking over here, I'm going through some of the things. So I see Valerie says shake. What does that mean, Valerie? So Crystal says, what about the keto shake from Smoothie King? No. No. So the keto shake from Smoothie King, I honestly don't know much about it. But what I do know is that Smoothie King puts sugar in just about everything. Now, granted, they calling it keto, so they may use like erythritol or some sweeteners or something like that. So I'm not gonna go 100% no, but definitely proceed with caution. If you Valerie, no, that was Crystal. So Crystal, send me the information on that. Like if you go to like Smoothie King website and send me what's in it, I can tell you. But the biggest mistake is that people drink fruit shakes, and they get all of the fruit and put the fruit in there. And you got to realize that fruit is nothing more than nature's candy. So if you're getting all this fruit and shakes, and I had one person I worked with, and they was like, man, that's what I did every day. I just drank fruit shakes, and I thought I was doing my thing. And the problem is that you're over your carbs before you even walk out the house in the morning because you just made a berry shake, you know. So if you're gonna make shakes, there should be more greens than anything, and definitely no bananas, because bananas are like 28, 29 grams of carbs per banana. So, and bananas was something I used to eat like 2 every single morning. So the shake, send it to me. I'll evaluate and look at it, and make sure that it is good, because they put keto on stuff, and you got to think a lot of these corporations don't really know what keto is. You know, they just know that it's a way for them to make money. So they know that it's a huge thing right now. So that they say, well, slap keto on it. Don't put no sugar in it. But they don't realize that berries have sugar. They don't think about those things. So, and then they might use sweeteners that are unapproved. And if you are a person that's maybe battling with diabetes, there are certain sweeteners that you want to stay away from, because it's going to spike your blood sugar, and therefore it's going to force an insulin response, which basically puts you in the same position that you were in before you went keto. Granted, it might not be as bad, but your whole goal here is to make sure that you keep your insulin from spiking. You don't want that insulin trying to overwork, because then that's why people have diabetes. So even strawberry smoothies, oh, for sure, Valerie. Strawberry smoothies are no good, because strawberries, really, about a half a cup a day is like the max that you should ever have. And I wouldn't even say every day, because strawberries are full of nature's candy, nature's sugar, right? So the key is that that's going to respond in your body the same way regular sugar does, the same way bread does. So it's all your body. Once it converts it, it don't really know the difference. It's just going to say, hey, we got sugar. We got sugar in our blood. So, hey, we need to decrease the blood sugar. So what happens is all of those, the insulin responses, and what happens, insulin's job is to store fat, so therefore you're kind of slowing your process down. So no strawberry smoothies, definitely no strawberry smoothies. Now if you make a smoothie and you put a strawberry in it, that's fine, that is okay. And that's why I go back to my keto shake, because this thing here is a lifesaver. We call it the keto shake that tastes like cake. So I always, and that's sitting right here. I'm looking at it on the screen, but this is it. This is the shake. I use this shake like every single day. I use it twice a day when I was really getting going. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, stay away from them store-bought shakes. And granted, the shake is a little bit more expensive than probably what you would find at like a GNC, but the reason being is because the ones at GNC aren't keto, they just protein. So you got to kind of make a decision on what you're going to do. Now, can you make your own keto shake? Yes, you can. And here's how you're going to make it. And I'm trying to keep up with the time because I get to going, y'all. Y'all got me excited tonight. I love questions. So Valerie, I appreciate the question. Crystal, I appreciate your questions as well. So you said, okay, what is good? Easy coffee. I'm a morning coffee person. Oh, coffee is good, Crystal. I just lost my thought where I was going with that before, but coffee is good. Um, you can add things like MCT oil to your coffee. You can add sweeteners like Swerve. I always tell people, get Swerve. You get the granulated Swerve. It tastes just like sugar, but it does not going to do any of the things to your body that sugar does. So it is basically made from erythritol. You can use that as a sweetener. I think the deeper you get into ketosis, the less you need sweeteners. Like I could never drink a tea without sweetener before, but now I can actually enjoy tea because I can actually taste the tea. And I think that a lot of times we're just adding sugar. We're just tasting sugar water and we're not really tasting the tea. So coffee is probably similar. You can add whipped cream for sweetness. So if I mean, and I don't know, that may not be everybody's thing. Um, you can add also the heavy whipping cream. Now I've tried the heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream doesn't like give you that sweet kick, but you can put heavy whipping cream in it as well. So those things actually work. So heavy whipping cream is gonna give you fat. MCT oil is gonna give you fat. You can just put coconut oil in it that'll give you fat. And here again, this is the coffee that I use on a daily basis, and I keep a lot of stuff right here. But this is the coffee that I use on a daily basis. I use this every day, and it has all of that already in it, and already has like a sweetener in it, and it already has MCT oil in it, and I drink that every day. And I'm saying every day. I don't drink it every day because I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I drink that when I have a urge for coffee, I drink that. So, but if you but some coffee drinkers have their brands that have the right amount of kick to it, and I get it. So just add erythritol as a sweetener and MCT oils, butter, or coconut oil. So any of those things. So let me know if that answers your question, Crystal. Because coffee is good. You can have coffee every day on the ketogenic lifestyle. Just don't add any sugar. Um, Let me know who's new to the class and who's not new to the class. I don't see the poll yet, but I'm sure I'll see it at some point. Y'all can click that. All right. So increase salt intake. So you want to make sure that you're getting some salt uh, to make sure that you're not cramping. So one person I worked with, this was a couple years back, she was doing great. I mean, I swear she lost like 12 pounds in the first week. Like, and she was a person, she had everything written down. Like she was so like diligent that, her success was was crazy because she was like by the book. And the one thing that she did forget was salt. So she started cramping real bad. And she's like, I'm cramping. I don't know what's going on. I don't know my legs. I can't walk. She was like, so she didn't have the electrolytes. So she was getting everything else like she was supposed to get, but she wasn't getting the electrolytes. So literally I said, just go get some salt, add a pinch of salt to your water. And she drank that. And she literally had no more problems since then. So electrolytes are very important. You want to make sure that you're getting your salt. Add a little salt to your food. And I know that's against what we've been taught over the years. But if you have like super high blood pressure or something like that, then, you want to consult. But for the most part, if you add a little extra salt, you should be fine. And it's going to help you to get some of those electrolytes that you need. Looking over here for questions. So Valerie, I guess 8:50 already. I got to get going. I got a call at 9:00. So back to your shake, what you put in yours. So Valerie, I don't put anything in it. It's already created for keto. It's already keto. So it's a vanilla shake. So I love vanilla. So I just basically literally mix it and drink it straight like it's a vanilla shake. And we always say it's the shake that tastes like cake. The keto drink that'll make you shrink. So we got all the little funny little sayings for it, but it definitely works. You could add berries. Now, if you add a 2 or 3 berries, that's different. Like add a blackberry, blueberry or 2, or a strawberry or 2. But those things are fine. I do know there are people that add like green veggies to it so they can get their veggies in. So all of those things you can add to it. But you don't have to add anything to it. You do go by taste. So drink water. You want to make sure you're drinking lots and lots and lots and lots of water. So y'all see me with these bottles all the time too. I have a whole bunch of these Bula bottles. So I actually used to send them out to people, in the class. So I like to get back to that. I probably just had to do something like, pay for shipping. And I just send them out. But the Bula bottles are great. They have a filter. But whatever water bottle. And I always suggest that you use a water bottle, because if you use a water bottle, you're helping to save the planet, yo. And y'all know I'm a science person. My degree is in biology. I'm a science teacher. I love science. You want to make sure that you're using some type of water bottle because you're helping save the planet, because you're not throwing a water bottle in the trash can every single day, but you're refilling yours. And one mistake that I made that my wife, she corrected was I used to just fill up water bottles over and over again. And she's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that because, basically the plastic over time degrades into the water that you're drinking, and you just kind of like just re-drinking that plastic. So I learned, get water bottles, and, you can save like 300 single water bottles by doing that. So you can use that bottle 300 times opposed to killing the earth and throwing water bottles away every single day. So that's my pitch. I know Earth Day was like last week, so that's my pitch for Earth Day. So that's it, y'all. That's my get started guide. If you want the guide, I believe it's over there in the section. I believe I updated it. You enter your email, as I said. You can unsubscribe no sooner than you get the document if you want. If not, you'll get my keto tips and tricks and all of that good stuff. And you have my email. You can contact me directly. I really like Facebook better because I see it. I'm not really a good email person. So if you want to get contact with me directly, inbox me on Facebook. Y'all all use Facebook because y'all on here, right? So let me look at the questions here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. So Crystal said yes. Yeah, those are cool looking. You talking about the bottles? Yeah, I love it. I love the booze. I got a bunch of them in the house. So Valerie, hopefully I answered your question about the shake. Hopefully I did. So again, coffee's good. I appreciate Valerie. Appreciate y'all today, and Crystal keeping me going today. I love questions. That drives the class. That's probably why I was here for hours sometimes, because like just the questions I love, they drive me. Just being able to answer questions. So coffee's great. Stay away from the berry shakes. You don't want to have a bunch of berries in a shake because you're going to go way over your carbs before you even get going in your day. It's fine to use MCT oils in your coffee. It's fine to use butter in your coffee. All of those things are great to put in the coffee. So go over there to the file section, get the keto checklist. And if you like the keto checklist, my book is done, and it's actually a expanded version of this checklist. The book is probably like 70 some pages, whereas this checklist is like 11. So it's like a condensed version of the book. So if you want the book, let me know. I can send you the link to the book. The book is like $9.95, so you can check that out if you want to. I love it because it's really comprehensive and it shows you exactly what you need to do to get started. It gives you kind of like a checklist and everything all in one. So if you want that, that's there, but you can have the workbook for free. Check that out. It's all over there in the file section. I'm going to revamp that file section. So go over there and get all the documents you can right now, because I'm going to revamp that file section. If you enter your email more than once, it's not going to continue to send you the same. It's like it recognizes that you've already been in there. So that's fine. All right, y'all. So any more questions? I'll look. Crystal says, thanks so much. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. Next class, can you explain how net carbs work? I might do that in the middle of the week, Valerie. I might pop in here in the middle of the week and give me a couple things where I can talk about net carbs, because I definitely need to do that, to go into detail about net carbs and give y'all some quizzes, right, on net carbs. But thank you, Valerie. I'll do that. My mission will be to pop in the middle of the week and get that done. So y'all have a great evening. I see the poll shows that 63% of y'all are new and 38% of y'all are not. So, hey, I'm glad I got this class off. All right, y'all. I will get out of here. Don't want to hold you guys too long. We went a little longer than this because I wanted to talk about newbie stuff, right? All right. So I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all sometime in the middle of the week, and y'all have a great week. And I will be at y'all in the middle of the week. I'm going to talk about net carbs. Thanks, Valerie. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.